Hi students, Assalamu alaikum. This is Wahid Yusuf with another lecture on the poem that is The Tale of Custard the Dragon. As we started the poem in the previous lecture, we started reading the poem in the previous lecture, and today we shall resume where we left the previous day. We shall resume from that. And we did this stanza in the last lecture, that is this suddenly they heard a nasty sound, and Mustard growled, and they all circled around. Meow, cried Ink, and ooh, cried Belinda, for there was a pirate climbing in the window. See, this is the a word for the this is the word. Actually, it is window. It is window, and he has shortened this word. He has changed the spellings of this word, and this is what he often does. So sorry, we read that what happened, there was a twist in this poem, and while all of them were making fun of the dragon, suddenly a pirate entered the house, and he was climbing the wall, and they all get shocked, and they felt scared of the pirate. So these things we discussed in the last lecture. So today we shall resume from another stanza. We shall start. That is this stanza. Yes. Pistol in his left hand, pistol in his right, and he held in his teeth a cutlass bright. His beard was black, one leg was wood. It was clear that the pirate meant no good. See, now the poet describes the appearance of the pirate. He tells us how the pirate looked, what was the appearance of how the pirate looks like, and what devices, what these instruments, or we can simply say what things he hold, what things he possess, and this is what in this stanza we find out. See, the poet describes first the appearance of the pirate. He then says that the pirate was holding pistols in both of his hands, and had a little sword too. That is, he had a little knife. He had a little knife, and that he was holding his knife with his teeth. That was between his teeth. He had a black beard, and his one leg was made of wood. This means that though the pirate was a disabled person, but still he was frightening all the other characters, all the other creatures, and Belinda. Moreover, he intended to harm them. So it was clear that this pirate, who is with with two pistols, who is with a little sword, with a knife, we can say, and he has one leg made of wood, and he doesn't mean any good. His intention was clear, that was he was going to harm them. See, now what happened? Belinda paled, and she cried, "Help, help!" But Mustard fled with a terrified yelp. Ink trickled down to the bottom of the household, and Little Mouse blinked strategically mousehold. And now what happens? It is very ironical. This is ironical because these creatures, Belinda and her pets, except this Custard, they were bragging about themselves still now. They were saying that we can chase lions, we are as angry as tigers, as extra tigers in rage. So when the real situation came, when they had to face this situation, when this pirate entered their house, and in a way, they frightened, and they scared, they cried, they yelped for help, and they, in a way, they wanted to hide themselves. See, Belinda paled, and she cried, "Help, help!" But Mustard fled with a terrified yelp. Ink trickled down to the bottom of the household, and Little Mouse blinked strategically moused. See, if you don't understand this, please go through the go through the previous lecture of the poem, that is lecture 1 of poem reading, and you will understand everything what we are doing, because I think half of the poem we completed, we discussed it in that lecture, and this is the second lecture. This is the second lecture of the poem, that is the tale of Custard the dragon. Not actually second lecture, but second lecture of reading the poem. Second lecture of reading the poem. See now, when all of them saw the pirate, they got frightened. Pale means her face turned yellow due to fear, and Belinda was so frightened that she turned pale due to fear and started crying for help. Started crying for help, and Mustard the dog started crying for help too. The kitten Ink ran down towards the bottom of the house as he had already planned for it, and the mouse ran into the his a little mouse hole in order to save himself. So in some way, all these creatures and Belinda, they try to hide themselves. They try to save their lives, because they knew that this pirate, he was going to do something bad. He was going to harm their lives. So this is how they reacted when they saw this pirate. But ironical, yes, because they were flaunting themselves, their bravery, and they were bragging about themselves, and this that thing is contrasted here, and that is what irony is here. We find irony here, that they were saying one thing and now they are doing a different thing. See, now we are told what was the reaction. What was the reaction of the this dragon, that is Custard. Here. But up jumped Custard, snorting like an engine, clashed his tail like irons in the dungeon. With a clatter and a clank and a jangling squirm, he went at the pirate like a robin at a worm. See, snorting is the sound, the explosive sound through the nose of a dragon. And here, this simile has been used, and Custard sound has been this compared with the sound of that of an engine. And dungeon means the prison which is underground prison, you can simply say. And then we have this clatter. It means sound of hard object falling on each other. But for example, there are two hard objects when they collide with each other, that the sound is the sound is produced. That is what clatter and clang. And this jangling skirm, it means again sound of a hard object. Sound of a hard object. So this is the vocabulary which has been used by Eugen Nash here. See, now we will come to the meaning, this main thing of the poem. That is what happened after that, when all these creatures, Belinda, when they saw this pirate, and they flew away, and they hid themselves, and so that they can save their lives. But now this Custard, he didn't fear. He didn't run away when all the other creatures that were earlier defined as brave got frightened. Now the dragon did the most unexpected thing, because he was all the way, he was told that he's timid, he's covered, he only asks for a nice safe cage, but he did an unexpected thing. That is what was not expected from him. He jumped onto the pirate, and made such a strong sound with his nose as if the engine was producing a sound. This is what the simile means. Not only this, he hit his tail on the ground, and with great force, it produced a heavy sound of metal being rubbed against each other in the underground prison. in the underground prison. He attacked the pirate, and just like Robin, bird that attacks the worms. So he acted as if he was a Robin, and he acted as if that pirate that was a worm. That was a worm. Just like a Robin eats a worm, a Robin gobbles a worm, a Robin kills a worm. Just like that, he attacked the pirate, and same was the case with these two things. As the Robin attacks the worm, the dragon attacks the pirate. The dragon attacks the pirate in the same way. And then he went at the pirate gaped at Belinda's dragon and gulped some grog from his pocket flagon. He fired two bullets, but they didn't hit, and Custard gobbled him every bit. Now there is this clash of these two. One is the dragon, and another is uh, the pirate, his opponent. Now, see, this GAPED, gaped, it means stared with mouth wide open. And this another word is gulp. Gulp means a swallow, swallowed. And grog means it is a kind of drink. So simply we can say drink. And flagon means a container made of silver. A container, simply we can say a container, a flask type, a container in which we store drink, in which we store a drink. And then this gobbled means swallowed. When we swallow something very hurriedly, that is what we say gob. He gobbled a piece of bread. He gobbled a piece of bread. That means he swallowed a piece of bread, but in a very hurried manner. See, the pirate got so shocked by the dragon's reaction that he opened his mouth wide and shock, wide with shock. So he opened his mouth wide because of the shock. Because of the shock, he got the shock because he got the reaction, very unexpected reaction from the dragon. From the dragon. To gather some strength, he drank some drink. He drank some, we can say, alcohol. He drank some beverage, etc. He drank some alcohol, we can say, from a container in his pocket. From a container in his pocket. After gathering some courage, after mustering some courage, he fired two bullets on the dragon, but both of the bullets missed the dragon, and the dragon instead ate every bit of this furious looking pirate. He gobbled the pirate at once. He gobbled the pirate. So he ended the story of this pirate by gobbling him. By gobbling him. So this is how the story goes on. Belinda embraced him, Mustard licked him. No one mourned for his pirate victim. Ink and Blink in glee did gyrate around the dragon that ate the pirate. See, this mourned means feeling sad, feeling sorrowful for the death of someone, and glee means delightful, and gyrate means dance. Gyrate means dance. So, what happens after that? When the pirate was dead, when the pirate was gobbled by the custard, by the dragon, when the pirate was gobbled by the dragon, Belinda hugged the dragon and Mustard licked him because they showed a lot of love towards the dragon. No one was sad for the death of the pirate. They all were happy. Both Ink and Blink were running around the dragon in happiness. So here the poet says that all the characters were happy, and they were showing their gratitude towards the dragon as he had saved them. So this dragon, he was loved for this moment. This moment was to be cherished for him because he had never received such a warm love from all of these characters. Now they are dancing, they are licking him, they are hugging him because he saved everybody's life. But presently up spoke little dog Mustard. I'd have been twice as brave if I hadn't been flustered. If I hadn't been flustered. And up spoke Ink, and up spoke Blink. We'd have been three times as brave, we think. And Custard said, I quite agree that everybody is braver than me. Now, after dancing, after doing everything, after enjoying the moment, all of them started to have their words again. After they thanked and showed their love towards the dragon, they changed their mind now again. They were reminded of how they used to make fun of this covered dragon, and now they all were praising him. They all were praising him. So at once the dog said that it was just because of some confusion that he wasn't able to do anything. Otherwise, he would have been twice as brave as Custard. See, they are praising him. They were reminded of how they used to make fun of this covered dragon, and now they all were praising him. But in that praise, they again displayed their own bravery. They again displayed their own bravery. And the dog said that it was because of some confusion that I couldn't do anything. Otherwise, I would have been twice as brave as Custard, twice as brave as the dragon. The dragon was brave, it is okay, but I would have been twice as brave as the dragon. And then Ink and Blink also said that they would have been three times braver than Custard. To this, the dragon said that he fully agreed to this, that all of them were more powerful and braver than him. So he didn't agitate. He didn't brag about himself. He agreed that okay, it is okay. You are braver than me. I am not as brave as you people. Now Belinda still lives in her little white house with her little black kitten and her little grey mouse and her little yellow dog and her little red wagon and her Relio Trulio little pet dragon. And the refrain has been used again in the poem. Belinda is as brave as a barrel full of beers, and Ink and Blink chase lines down the stairs. Mustard is as brave as a tiger in rage, but Custard keeps crying for a nice, safe cage. See, the technique of refrain has been used here. Again, repeating the lines, repeating the phrases, repeating even the stanzas of the poem. See, at last, the poet again used the same lines to show that after this terrific episode in which the dragon was the hero, while all the other characters still undermined him by saying that they were more powerful than him and could have handled the situation in a much better way. The poet says that life started again in the same manner. Belinda still lives in that little white house with Ink, Blink, Mustard, and Custard, and all of them are very brave, whereas the dragon is still a coward who always wants to stay safe in his cage. So this is what repetition is, and what goes on again and again in the poem. Though the dragon saved their lives, and that was a very important moment when he saved their lives, but still they have tongues and they speak for them, they speak for their bravery, and they speak of their bravery, and they say that we can be better, we would have been better than this dragon if we would face the situation, if we had faced the situation, but somehow we couldn't face the situation. That is how this dragon saved us. So they even got frightened. They even this they even ran away from that spot. Still, they came back, praised the dragon, and are saying that we are better than him. We could have handled the situation better than the dragon. So this is the poem, and this is the poem which we completed. And this poem is about four characters, five characters actually: Belinda, the little girl; Ink and Blink, the mouse and the dog, no, the mouse and the cat, sorry. And then we have Mustard the dog and Custard the dragon. Mustard the dog. And all of these characters except Custard, they all praise themselves, praise their bravery, praise their boldness. But Custard asks for a nice safe cage every time. But one day what happens when they are attacked by a dragon, by a pirate? The dragon faces that pirate, and every other character runs away. And he faces the pirate, and he kills him, gobbles him. And then the dragon is praised that you saved our life. He is loved, he is licked, and he is praised. But after that, the life comes back to the previous track. They even call themselves braver, and they call themselves great, they call themselves bold. And even they say that we would have handled the situation better than the Custard, better than the dragon, better than Custard, we can say, not the Custard it is named. So better than Custard or better than the dragon. So this is what is all about this poem. And in another lecture of this poem, inshallah, we will study the poetic devices of this, only poetic devices, because there are a lot of poetic devices used here in the poem. If in the beginning of the poem I started to tell you about poetic devices, but I thought that it would take a lot of time to read this poem along with poetic devices. So I decided to complete the poem first, to complete its reading, to complete its reading first. Then we will start again, we will do a next reading, another reading of this poem in the next lecture. And that will be based on the poetic devices used in the poem. Purely we'll discuss the poetic devices used in the poem. So have a nice day, and thank you.